So what we're going to do here, we're going to look on the account settings. So it's very important to go to the settings tab. Just click settings. So here you'll see a whole bunch of options on the top, which is pretty much the settings. So I'm just going to go through what these are so you can see what it is and how to navigate through it, okay? So this is the company tab. So right here, you want to do the company logo right here. You just hit the change button right here. You'll just upload the logo based on the dimensions. And then right here, if you need an API key, you can always pull the API key right there. Make sure you enter all the business information, website, biz name, stuff like that. If you make any changes here, make sure you always update the company settings. Make sure you put the company address. It's very important that you set the time zone. So when you start do the booking appointment, it's going to be working off your time zone. Okay. So make sure before you start to crank any calendar appointments, you have the time zone settings installed. Okay, or set properly. Now the general settings have a lot to do with duplicate contacts. It allows for, like, if somebody re-opt into your system, it make them be created as a new contact. If you have the merge Facebook contacts by name, so if you have somebody who is coming in as a lead ad from Facebook and they're already in the system with the same name, what the system does, it allows the contacts to be merged together as one. Okay, the save a contact it allows the I would say allow the time zone from the contact to be disabled, and it just allow it to be on your time zone. Okay, now let's go to team management. This is pretty much where you manage your employees and teams. You can add team members here. And if you're an admin, you can actually add employees and just put their name, email, and phone number. Create like a password. You can set an email signature that is going to be used by that user when the user send any kind of conversations by email. You can select a calendar here. So if that new employee or employee want to use a dedicated calendar for themselves, that's something that you can come back to and just implement. Here you have multiple phone numbers. If you have multiple Twilio phone numbers, you can actually assign a number to that user. And if you're using like calls in a campaign, it will give you the ability to allocate the contact to a user to route the phone number to that user. That's pretty much an advanced feature, but you can definitely use it to allocate, to connect with that user. So here's the settings on the privilege. So as an admin, you have the privilege to navigate through the privilege, whether or not the persons can see like stuff from the dashboard, whether or not they can see from the automation campaign. There's a checkbox here that says read only. This just allow them to read only stuff from the campaign, but they're not able to navigate or change or customize anything. Trimmers, opportunities, contact, settings, tags. You have the ability to turn off those so that the person can't see it or be able to see it. The same for appointment books, the same for panels, same for conversations, reviews, phone calls. This just allow whether or not the person is able to use or be able to have access to any of these features. Okay. Only assign data. You have the ability to allocate contacts to different users. You can also do that automatically, or like a round robin system, or you can just do it manually. Well, if you click this on, it will allow them to see the opportunities assigned to them in their dashboard. So if you have a lot of contacts and information in a particular area, and you just want persons to see what they need to see, you can turn it on and allow that. Now, the user role allow you to assign a person as a user or an admin in the account. Okay, and pretty much, if you can't see what I'm showing you here, that means you're not an admin, and that's very important to know. Okay, once you set up all of these things for that person, you just press save. Yeah, it's set up now so that once you set up their information, it's automatically send them a trigger notification of the username and password. So email, SMS, you can take a look at those. We're just gonna skip through custom review communication. We're gonna take a look at review widgets, appointment widgets. Once you create calendars, you can select the calendars here, and you can always pull a code from here to put it on the web page for the calendar. Now, if you're using the built-in funnel builder, I would say you can just use the calendar itself. But if you putting it on a website itself, then you can just do that. Now, pipelines, you can just create your pipelines. You can create your pipelines from right here. So we're going to create this pipeline. Say this is going to be the name of the pipeline. And then we're going to create a pipeline stages. And then we have the stages. So right here, we're going to look at, if you think of a traditional sales pipeline, somebody usually come in as a lead. And then the second stage will have like maybe a booked appointment. And then the other ones will be like a demonstration. And it's up to you how complex you want to make this. But it's important to know that you don't need to have such separate stage for if a person become a client or not. But that's something that is managed by status. Okay. For example, if I say I have a lead stage, I got a book call, and then I have an attended call stage, and that's it. And then I press save. Now, if somebody attend that phone call and they decide not to sign up, I can assign that person as lost. And but if that person did show up and decide to move forward, then I just assign that person as one. And pretty much it's just change their status, but I'll show you what that is. Now, here you can always push the different stages in different areas of the opportunity pipeline. And that will be able to move things around, okay? Let's save that. So you integrate, you can always come back and delete the pipeline. You can always edit the existing pipeline as well, okay? As you see me do here, you can always create a brand new pipeline. Now, integrations is where you'll integrate various platforms, okay? The common one that we'll use is integrate your calendar. Pretty much linking up your Facebook. So you can connect your Facebook page and your Facebook lead messages from your business page. And it also helps you to incorporate your lead ad forms, and you also have other integrations such as your QuickBooks that you can actually connect. Here you have the Stripe that you can actually connect and integrate for payments. And this we'll make a separate video on that, how to do that. So right here you'll just put like the publishing key and just have that created. Next one is a phone number 0. this is where you'll set your phone number. Okay. The very important part here is the initial step is make sure you integrate your Twilio. I would say have a Twilio account, and when you connect your Twilio account, you integrate it, and you actually you can buy a number directly from inside the CRM. You just choose the country and just put the area code that you want for that number. Okay. So whatever area code you want for the number, just put that in search. And then you can just choose from the number that you want for the Twilio account. Okay. So I'm not ready. You can search, and you can search for different areas that you want. If you want any particular area, I usually recommend select a number for a local area that you are, or a local area that you're doing business, so that when we have the system calling them, it's calling them from the local number. Okay. So here you can select from default number. If you have multiple different numbers here, you can always select the default number, and that way we can have the system call you know, the important thing is this is a tracking number. This is like the middleman number. It would actually allow a connection between the CRM and the lead. So if anyone call the number, you'll be getting a response inside the CRM. You can enable call recording by switching this button, and then a message will be going out to them to let them know that their phone call is being recorded. All the phone recording will be saved inside the system. And so this is very important to take note of, because it can actually help you to monitor your calls with your team. And that it's important to know, if you do use that feature, it do attract some direct costs in your Twilio account, so be aware of that. Okay. Whatever settings you want, just hit the save button. So the next area is bulk emails, and this is where you set up your email or SMTP for your services. Okay, as you see, we have Mailgun here. What we're setting here is if somebody replied to that email, then we have all the emails coming from this email right there. Okay. What if you have additional copies that you want to go out to other team members? You can always put those emails right over there as well. Okay. Next one we're going to look at is calendars. Is the way you create your calendars. Okay. I have a separate video that you can actually look at for calendars specifically. And this is just a matter of you creating your booking calendars from scratch for any particular team member, or for a particular event. Okay. Right here you can actually create and manage your calendars. Okay. So take note. I know it's a little more advanced, where you have team calendars as well. So take note as that as well. Okay. So appointment widget and calendars are a little bit different. So make note of that. Now your messaging template, here you can add text or email templates. And what it is that I can say, if I say template 1 for SMS, template 2 for email, and if I say address template, or address is, and you can even put the whole address of the street. You can even add custom values or trigger links. This is pretty much covered in what we talk about in campaigns. You can always attach files here and just save. Okay. So now when I'm in conversation view, I can select the address, auto response, and it will automatically print out the body. Okay. So here you might say sure thing. You might say contact or address, and we're just gonna leave that for right here. You can do the same thing for email template as well as a SMS template. If you want to edit, just press that button right there and just delete. Okay. It's very familiar if you're similar, if you have familiarity with other systems. So you can custom fields. This is where you're gonna have areas set up, like I would say, while you create different forms and documents like surveys, this is where you set up these custom fields. Okay. And from the custom field is where we use to connect inside a form or a survey. So if I click the edit button and I'm trying to create like a custom field, I can do it like that. Here we have the Facebook field mapping. That's pretty much when we're connecting with Facebook lead ads. Now we have custom values. This is pretty much custom values are like certain person's name or certain phone numbers that I want to auto-populate within my campaigns. I just need to change it right here, and it automatically change all over inside of the platform or the CRM. Domain is where you manage domain for connection with the funnel builder. Your URL that you want to use to connect with your funnel. And then here we have the tags. These are just the settings that we have for this video.